Hi everyone. So let's see what is new in this week's update. So the first thing is that we have removed the size rule across all the editors from inside the world tab, world object, right? So you can see there's no longer a size rule here. So if you ask, okay, how do I increase the size of my level? Well, the way to do it now is you go into paint mode, you go into world, and you just turn square fill on. And once you have square fill on, you can simply select a block and then paint drag and paint to create a larger level very easily, right? And this also obviously applies to delete as well. And another benefit which you might have noticed is now in the top down editor, you can actually create disconnected islands. So you no longer are restricted by the bounds of the top down editor. Okay, so that's one thing, and that's a great way to create levels of different shapes and sizes and no longer be restricted to the rectangular shape that you were previously for the top down levels or the voxel levels. All right, now the other thing is that we also have added in a very new and sophisticated AI navigation system. So let's just see what I mean by that. So I'm going to take this enemy and I'm going to add the chase rule onto it, right? And I'm just going to increase the distance and say you need to chase the player. So right now, the way the chase works, it uses a very naive way of finding its way to its destination, and you'll see that, right? So I have the enemy on the other side of this set of blocks and the player on the other side, and what will end up happening is it just goes and stops against those blocks. So any sort of obstacle in the way basically prevents it from getting to its final destination. So now let's see how we can recreate this chase behavior using the new navigation property. So if you go into this, I'm right now on the enemy, you see under movement, you have this new property, this new rule called navigation, and you can simply tap on it to add it onto enemy. Now if I hit play, nothing yet happens, right? It's still doing its same old naive chase. So let's remove the chase. So the navigation rule by itself does not do anything other than turn this object, this enemy, whatever you've added it onto, into a smart AI agent. And then you can leverage that through your own custom rules. So let's see how you can do that. So I'm just going to go and create a simple custom rule. Let's just call it AI, and I want this want to recreate this chase behavior, right? So I want this enemy to find its way to the player no matter what is in its path. So first I want to get the position of the player. So I'm saying game get object player position, and then in the next line I want to say that, okay, this object, which is the enemy, you'll see it now has, because I added the navigation rule onto it, has the navigation rule. The navigation rule has this new block called go to, and go to basically expects any vector position as its input, and it will find its way to that position. So in this case the position is the position of the player, but can really be anything that you want, right? So I've created this simple AI behavior. Now before seeing how that works, let's just make it a little harder for this enemy to get to the player. I'm just going to move it behind these blockades right here, move this player to the other end of this level. Now when I hit play, let's see what happens. So I can see this enemy is making its way around all these blockades and barricades to find its way to its destination. And if a gap is too small for it to get through, it'll try to find another path to that destination. So it's always trying to find the most optimal path to its destination, no matter what it is. In this case, it just happens to be the player. And this opens up a lot of gameplay opportunity and game mechanic opportunities, because now you can start creating much more sophisticated AI behaviors, and you can create much more interesting kind of gameplay for your games. And I'm super excited to see what you all build with this.